now we come to multiplying sign numbers and dividing sign numbers. Let's look at the basic rules for multiplying two signed numbers. If you have two numbers, you have a positive number and another positive number. When you multiply them, the answer is positive. Then if you have a negative number multiplied by another negative number, the answer is positive. And then if you have two signs, opposite signs like plus and minus, when you multiply them, the answer is negative. It doesn't matter what the order is. Even if it's a negative and a positive, the answer will still be negative. If they are the same, the answer is positive. If they are the same here, the answer is positive. If it's not the same, the answer is negative. All right, let's look at examples to make this clear. If I have positive 2 times positive 3, my answer will be positive 6. If I have negative 2 into negative 6, my answer will be positive 12. Fine. But if the two signs are different, like negative 7 into 2, positive 2, my answer will be negative 14. Okay. Now that is a rule when you're dealing just with two numbers. These are two numbers. Now if we have more than two numbers in your expression, okay, let's see more than two sign numbers. Let me give you an example. All right. I have a positive number, another positive number, I have a negative number, another negative number, and another negative number. All right. All we have to do when you have such an expression with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms, you look only at the negative signs. Count how many negative signs we have. We count 1, 2, 3 negative signs. Since the number of negative signs is odd, the answer will be negative. Let me give you another one. We have another sequence of numbers. We have a positive number, negative number, negative number. All right. Now this has two negative numbers. So the number of negatives is even. So your answer has to be positive. Let's see this in an example and you'll see what it means. All right. What if we had to multiply negative 2 into positive 3 into negative 1 into positive 1 into negative 4? How am I going to solve this? Look at only the negative numbers. How many negatives do we have? 1, 2, 3 negatives. So that's an odd number. Your answer has to be negative. And let's multiply. 2 times 3 times 4 gives you 24. Let's see one more example. Negative 10 times 2 times 3 times 1 times negative 1. Let's see how many negatives we have. 1 and 2. That's an even number of negatives. So your answer has to be positive. The answer is positive. Let's multiply. 10 times 2 times 3 adds 60. All right. So when you have a lot of numbers in your that you have to multiply, just count the number of negatives. If it's even, you get a positive answer. If it's odd, you get a negative answer. Now the same rules that we learned here apply to dividing signed numbers. Okay. So instead of going through the rules one more time, let's directly dive into dividing examples. Let's take example number 1. Supposing we have negative 36 over negative 9. Let's see how many negatives do we have here. We have 2 negatives. So 2 negatives, answer should be positive. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Another example, negative 3 into negative 12, all right, over 4. Okay, tricky one. We should get used to it, all right? So now, let's see how many negatives we have here. 1, 2, 3 negatives, all right? We have to count how many on top. There's nothing down here. So there are 3 negatives. So the answer has to be negative. Then work it out. After working it out, we come to know 4 cancels here, 3 3s are 9. Okay, another example. 24 over negative 3. How many negatives? There's only 1 negative. So the answer has to be negative. All right, 24 divided by 3 is 8. And the last one, negative 2, negative 3 into negative 4 over negative 1 into negative 6. Big exercise. Let's count how many negatives we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives. 5 negatives. So the answer has to be, it's odd. So the answer has to be negative. Work out your answers. You see, the answer will be 2, 3s are 6, cancels with the 6. So the answer is 4. So that was a revision of multiplying sign numbers and dividing sign numbers, a very important topic when we proceed with algebra.